welcome to the Trend Talk. We are your hosts, Maravina Jaimes and Bel Hernandez. Today, we welcome Raquel Ramirez-Cueto, co-founder and CEO of Tono Studios, a state-of-the-art audio production and post-production facility. Now, a lot of commercials that you listen to in English or Spanish have probably been recorded at Tono Studios. Her client list, her success, and her myriad recognitions only prove that she is a Latina, savvy businesswoman. Welcome, Raquel. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Thank you for having me. It's very nice to meet Belle and see you, Maravina.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Igualmente, gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. We want to welcome you to the Trend Talk. And you're an amazing woman. Because of the amazing things you've done, you were featured in La Opinion's 30 Most Prominent Women edition. Tell us how you got started, the obstacles, and what you learned along the way, and the mindset that led you to success.
Well, again, my name is Raquel, born and raised in Mexico City. I came to the States around 27 years ago, give and take. I lost track already. When I came to the States, I wanted to work in something to do with communications. It didn't matter if it was radio, TV, journalism, and I ended working in advertising. So I was very, very happy. I was very young, and I wasn't afraid to start from the bottom and to learn. I have a few jobs before I started advertising, but like in 1995, I got my first job in a post-production recording studio, and I stayed there for 6 years. This studio catered mostly for the Hispanic advertising industry. So I learned everything about sound there, mostly everything about sound, because you never ending learning in life. Right. Then after that, I started working in another post-production studio, but this studio catered more for the mainstream market, and I stayed there for another 6 years. So
you really learned the ropes of the business.
Yes, pretty much. And after 6 years, I partnered with a good friend, an audio engineer, Jaime Zapata. We decided to go and open our own shop. So that was back in 2007.
Tell me what you do in the shop, so that for people who are listening, what do you do in your studio?
Well, Tono Studios is a post-production facilities. We record sound, audio for radio and TV commercials mostly, mainly for the Hispanic market, although I have some mainstream clients and Asian clients as well. Mm-hmm. So this year is going to be 13 years in business.
Wow.
So, yes, I know.
Congratulations. Well, Raquelito, I have to ask you something as a voiceover artist. I mean, you know, right now with the pandemic, not only have actors lost work because of COVID-19, but they've lost work because they can't afford to have a home studio. That's so right. I understand that you might have a solution to this.
Well, yeah, you know, Tono Studios has been in business for so long. We try to always be productive and be helpful with our clients and for voiceovers right now. So this is not new. I mean, we're just trying to help the voiceovers, and you know, a lot of them, they don't have the money or the equipment to do a setup at their house. So
very expensive. I mean,
it's very expensive. It's time consuming. I mean, you don't know, maybe not a technician, you know, or
engineer. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's very hard. So We want to tell the voiceovers that they can come to Tono to record if they needed to. Since the idea is to avoid physical contact, we have created a solution which consists of having the voiceovers to come to Tono directly into the booth. And the only person in the studio would be the engineer. That's
And
it.
you have a wall that separates the talent
That's
and
right.
the engineers.
Yes, there is the main studio where the engineer will be, and then is the booth.
Right.
So we tell the voiceover, you go directly to the booth. You have no contact with the other person. There's a big glass, there's a big window. So they record, they finish, and they can leave. And we can manage the rest via email, phone, you know, whatever.
You sent us a video, which we, of course, will attach. And thank you so much for doing that. Tono Studios not only is in Santa Monica, but also in Costa Mesa.
Yes.
Is it being a woman, a business owner, and a minority? What difficulties have you encountered?
Well, I had ups and downs, but I've been able to manage them until now. As an immigrant and Hispanic woman, it hasn't been easy. But I do believe, you know, in perseverance, and I consider myself a positive person. So that helps. And I always try to change the state of mind. You know, if there is something negative, I'm sure there's something positive we can get. You know, I think that to be successful in any career, you have to practice a few basic things, you know, which is one of the ones that I really like is never take things personally. That's very important. There will be people who like you, and there will be people they don't like you. But I think this is a matter of choice. I have always chosen to keep good things and let go whatever it's not good for my life. Another thing is prepare yourself. You know, prepare yourself, learn, do research about whatever you wanted to do. You know, that's very important, and don't be afraid to take action. I think fear is one of the things that a lot of people stop or feel, you know, trapped because they are afraid.
I think the worst thing that can happen to you if you're afraid is that you fail. And if you fail, just try again.
Exactly. And that's something that I've learned, you know. It's like when you're learning how to walk, you know, of course, life is not perfect. You know, you will find, you know, a lot of things in your way, but it's a state of mind is how you react to things. You know, how do you make them to be positive? You know,
right? And also, you're someone that you kind of embrace challenges. You don't.
I do. I do.
I mean, as you're explaining, okay, so you decided, all right, let me open up the studio. Which, by the way, I want to ask you, you know, what sanitate? I mean, how you make these, you know, sanitize the studio so people could know, you know, that it
oh yeah, we take care of that. Yes.
But also, I mean, you branched out into casting voices.
Yes, that's something that I also learned, you know, in this career. And I like people. I like to get involved with people. And all of these years, you know, I met great talent voiceovers. And I also create like a database. We don't, at Tono, we don't represent talent. But, you know, since I know most of them, you know, it's very easy for me to decide or to make my clients' life easier when they ask for a casting. You know, I'm very familiar with all of the voiceovers. So that helps a lot.
And you're also making it possible for those breaking into voiceover to have an opportunity at least to audition and to start learning the ropes.
Yes.
And of course you have all this going on, but isn't your most important production 7 years old?
That's one of the best things it could happen to me. That's for sure. you know, and being a mother is another challenge, you know, as you know, but
Yes.
it's fun. It's nice, you know. I think I had my daughter uh, at very good age, you know. I wasn't that young, but I wasn't that old either, so that helps, you know. I have, you know, I'm more mature now, you know.
Well, as a Latina, a typical Latina, we're always changing, we're always readapting, we're always trying to find a solution. And
Yes.
you've done this in this industry in these times that are very trying, and you're always keeping up with what's, you know, happening and adapting. So it sounds like a great studio. It looks beautiful.
Yes.
And I want to tell people, where can they find you? Where would they find you on social media, and where are your
Yes.
offices?
Well, we do have you know, all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, you know, LinkedIn. They can send me an email, which is raquel@tonostudios.com, and they can check out also the website. We have all the information there. You know, we try to make things easier for everybody, you know, especially at this moment, you know.
Well, again, not only as, you know, a dear friend, but, you know, as a voiceover talent, I'm so glad to know that there are alternatives. Um, you know, check in with Tono Studios and see if they can, you know, help you with your needs. But most importantly, we want to thank you so much, Raquel, for joining us today on the Trend Talk. Your advice and talking with you is always so important, and you know, we're good friends. So, you know, I
And don't
really
forget to follow her on social media and follow the Trend Talk on the Trend Talk Show. And remember, if it's trending, we're talking.
talking. Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you.
Hasta luego, Raquel.